Vicksburg sits atop a bluff on the Mississippi. Its fortunes flow with the river. The city's challenging history is intertwined with the Civil War battle that put it on the map. It's a complex story of struggle and social change. Now Vicksburg is pulling together like never before, rallying around common goals to groom new leaders, to revitalize the economy, to shape up and get fit.
Vicksburg is a city with a population of 23,856 people. It is 66% African American. It is a city that is proud.
When you start talking about community, out of community come collaboration and cooperation and working together.
I always go back to the definition of the word health. Most of the people think that health means not being sick, and it means so much more than that. Shape Up Vicksburg is a Get Healthy walking club, created to get people outside, to get people moving. We're getting people moving because we're raising that awareness. We raise that awareness everywhere we go. Our parks needed improvements. The people were not using them. The city took the pulse of the community and it came back with, let's improve these parks. Healthy parks, healthy people.
My name is Miss Linda, and you are at the community garden.
Their eyes were lighting up today with all the things that they got to see.
How about if we bring books out to the garden so that we can read to the children and educate them about nutrition?
And it's our responsibility to make a difference in their lives. One of the main barriers for access to health care is transportation. We may have clinics, but people still have to get to the clinics. We brought into a neighborhood free health screenings, vision screenings, hearing screenings, just information we brought to them rather than expecting them to come to us. The children are our tomorrow. Those children will make our community stronger.
When you begin to talk about how siloed education can become, we look for ways to make sure that we're unified.
Welcome our teachers to the Vicksburg Warren School District Convocation.
Every year we welcome our teachers back with a convocation. This year it was bigger and brighter and louder than ever, because we are also designating our community as a Ford Next Generation Learning Community. And that's the transformation of our high schools to career-themed high schools. So every student will be in an academy that is targeted to what they like, what their interests are, and what their capabilities are. Ford came in and helped us write a plan with the business community shoulder to shoulder so we can link arms and move forward together. Leader in Me is a great example of partnerships in Vicksburg. It is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People taught and embedded into our schools.
I have been in the Leader in Me since my 3rd grade, and I am going into the 8th grade, so I've had it most of my life.
No matter how I was born or whom I'm born to, I own me, and I can do things, and I can be proactive, and I can make a difference.
You're in charge of yourself. You decide where you want to go in life.
Mainly, it's when you help someone out, and then once they get better at doing what you were helping them with, you will feel good because you know that you contributed to something that they're doing better in their life.
If you don't take care of yourself, none of the rest is possible.
You want to be healthy in your soul and in your state of mind so that you are not overwhelmed and stressed out your whole life.
You roll a kid up in the middle school where they start thinking about jobs, and then you roll them to the high school where you give them the credentials for it. So it's a systematic approach that creates leaders with credentials, and that's very important to us.
When people come to our community and they look at us and maybe families may think about locating here, the first thing they look at is our schools. So schools are vital to economic development.
Downtown is your heart and soul of your city. And so if your heart and soul of your city is thriving, then the rest of your city will thrive.
Immigrants from all over the world came here and they set up shop here, and they are located here on the river. As the interstate system came through, the business sector kind of moved out from downtown and kind of left downtown Vicksburg almost high and dry. Our local leadership saw the value here.
We set that priority to get that downtown developed, to put more businesses downtown.
And then investors came in and started buying these bigger buildings and turn them into housing. And restaurants follow that, and people are coming from our community to eat here, to live here, and it has just a mystique by itself that's just really cool.
Everybody feeling good?
Yes.
All right.
Walk with the Doc is about getting doctors out of that hospital setting, having them walk with people.
No topic is off limits. We can discuss basically any topic, from diet to exercise to what can I do to increase my health.
The heart does better, blood pressure decreases.
The first thing we had to do was get a partnership and collaboration, and that meant going to our local hospital here.
This is my way to give back.
We went to the Vicksburg National Military Park and asked could they help.
The success of Vicksburg National Military Park relies on our role we play in the community. The military park is about a mile or so from downtown Vicksburg, Mississippi, and it preserves the siege lines from the siege of Vicksburg back in 1863.
The history of that battle is the reason Vicksburg is even on the map. We call Vicksburg the key to the South.
By 1863, Vicksburg was one of the final cities that the Confederacy controlled along the Mississippi River. A lot of people will argue that once the Mississippi River fell, there was no turning back, and it was just a matter of time before the Union would achieve total victory.
The superintendent of the park said, "Why do so few African Americans walk in the park?" And I told him it is because of their perception. They think that the park glorifies the Confederacy.
From the National Park Service's perspective, the Civil War was a war for civil rights. African Americans saw first major combat here during the siege of Vicksburg, and were successful. They were triumphant. So here we feel very humbled that we are able to preserve part of that struggle and that quest for civil rights, and in a sense that quest that still continues to this day.
When you go to the Vicksburg National Military Park, not only can you walk and bike in that park, you can also go to get a good narrative about what Vicksburg is all about. We're changing the way people think about Vicksburg.
It's not about any one person or any one program. It's all about us and what we can accomplish.
When you begin to enjoy life, when you get to feel successful, you begin to feel you're healthy.
Everyone's mission is aligning and we're all moving in the right direction.
And the only way that we're going to make Vicksburg rise is we have to be in it together.